It was supposed to be the perfect Saturday. Blue skies, a light breeze, my backyard decorated with balloons and streamers. My friends had driven in from 3 cities away to celebrate my 35th birthday. I'd spent all week cleaning, grilling, and setting up tables under the oak tree. By 4 p.m., the music was going, kids were laughing, and the smell of burgers filled the air. We weren't being rowdy, just a handful of families enjoying the day. But if you live in my neighborhood, peace never lasts long. Not with Brenda Harkins, the self-appointed neighborhood watchdog and president of our homeowners association. Brenda had a talent for appearing the moment you started having fun. She was like a suburban spirit summoned by laughter and barbecue smoke. Around 5 p.m., I noticed her silver sedan creeping down the street. She rolled to a stop in front of my house, her window half open, face tight with disapproval. I sighed. Here we go again. I walked up to the fence and waved, trying to keep things civil. Hey, Brenda, just a small get-together. Everything's fine. Her lips pursed. I've received multiple complaints about noise and possible violations of HOA regulations, she said, phone already in hand. Do you have an event permit? I blinked. A permit? It's a birthday party, not Coachella. Her expression hardened. There are rules about gatherings exceeding 10 people, and I don't recognize most of those vehicles. Outsiders aren't allowed to park overnight? I laughed nervously. It's 5 p.m., Brenda. They're not staying the night. We'll clean up by evening. But her eyes darted past me, scanning every face like she was inspecting a crime scene. I'll be verifying this with the HOA board, she muttered, then drove off. My friend Jason leaned over. Is she for real? Unfortunately, yes, I said, rolling my eyes. Just ignore her. We went back to grilling. Kids ran through sprinklers. My mom brought out the cake. For a moment, I actually forgot about Brenda. Then about an hour later, I heard sirens. At first, I thought it was coincidence, maybe an accident nearby. But then 2 police cruisers slowed to a stop right in front of my house. The music cut instantly. Guests froze. My stomach dropped. 2 officers stepped out, hands resting casually near their belts. Evening, one said. We received a report about a possible disturbance and suspicious activity. Suspicious, I repeated. At a birthday party? Before I could say more, Brenda's voice cut across the yard like nails on a chalkboard. She was back, phone still in hand, standing triumphantly beside the officers. There, she shouted. That's them. They've got unregistered vehicles, possibly drugs, and I saw people bringing in coolers. I think they are selling alcohol without a license. Gas rippled through my guests. My mother's face went pale. Ma'am, I said through gritted teeth, this is my home. Those are my friends and family. You're making things up again. Brenda crossed her arms. We'll see about that when the officers investigate. The taller officer looked at me apologetically. Sir, we just need to check things out. Standard procedure. Fine, I said, stepping aside. Go ahead. The officers looked through the backyard. They found cake, soda, burgers, and a bouncy castle. No illegal substances, no sales, nothing but laughter and half-eaten potato salad. The second officer came back shaking his head. Looks like a normal birthday party to me. Brenda frowned. You must have missed something. They were hiding things earlier. Ma'am, the officer said patiently, we didn't find anything suspicious. Her voice rose. You don't understand. They're violating HOA guidelines. The association rules clearly state, Ma'am, the officer interrupted firmly, HOA rules are not criminal laws. Unless you have evidence of an actual crime, this is not a police matter. Her eyes flashed with fury. I know what I saw. You need to search the vehicles. Jason stepped forward. Lady, you're insane. It's a kid's birthday party. Watch your tone, she snapped. The officer raised a hand. That's enough. Everyone calmed down, but Brenda wouldn't stop. You officers never take me seriously. I know they're hiding something. I demand a full search. The shorter officer turned to his partner. Dispatch, can you confirm the complainant's previous call history? A crackle came through the radio. Confirmed. This is the fourth false report from that address this month. My jaw dropped. Fourth? The officer sighed and looked back at Brenda. Ma'am, are you aware that filing a false police report is a misdemeanor? Her face went white. I was just trying to keep the neighborhood safe. He nodded slowly. You've disrupted a lawful gathering and made unfounded criminal accusations. We're going to need you to step over here, please. The entire yard went silent as they guided her to the sidewalk. What are you doing? She shouted. I'm the HOA president. The officer's voice was calm but firm. And I'm advising you of your rights. You're being detained for filing a false report and obstructing police operations. She tried to argue, but the words tangled in her throat. When they placed her in the back of the cruiser, you could have heard a pin drop. Jason whispered, Happy birthday, man. I laughed weakly. Not exactly what I wished for, but I'll take it. The officers apologized for the inconvenience, then drove Brenda away. The party slowly restarted, a little awkward at first, but laughter returned as the kids went back to the sprinklers. The next morning, I woke up to a flurry of texts and photos. Apparently, someone had filmed the entire thing from across the street. The video, titled HOA, Lady Calls Cops on Birthday Party Gets Detained, had gone viral overnight. By noon, it was on every local Facebook group. The comments were brutal. Classic Brenda. Finally got what she deserved. She called the cops on a barbecue last summer, too. The HOA board held an emergency meeting 2 days later. I didn't go, but word spread fast. Brenda had been suspended from her position pending behavioral review. I almost felt bad for her. Almost. A week later, I ran into her husband at the mailbox. He looked embarrassed, clutching a pile of letters. I'm sorry for what happened, he said quietly. She gets carried away. I nodded. We all do sometimes. But maybe now she'll think twice before calling the cops on a birthday party. He managed a tired smile. She's been told not to contact the HOA for a while. Good, I thought. Maybe the neighborhood could finally breathe again. Life returned to normal after that. For the first time in months, kids played outside without her scrutinizing them. Neighbors chatted freely. Someone even organized a block potluck. No complaints, no interference. The day of that potluck, one of the officers from before stopped by in uniform. He grinned when he saw me. Hey, birthday guy. Still throwing legendary parties? I laughed. Trying to keep it legal this time. He chuckled. You'd be surprised how often we get calls like that. But I'll tell you, not many end with the collar and handcuffs. Guess it was a first for all of us, I said. Before he left, he added, You handled it well. Didn't escalate, stayed calm. That's how you beat people like that, with patience. I nodded. Thanks, officer. When he drove off, I looked around the quiet cul-de-sac. The same street that once felt like a minefield now felt peaceful. Later that evening, I sat on my porch as the sun went down. My mom called to say she still couldn't believe what had happened. Jason texted a meme of Brenda behind bars made out of birthday streamers. I couldn't help but laugh. 2 months later, a letter arrived from the HOA board. It was an official notice. Effective immediately, Brenda Harkins is permanently removed from her position as HOA president due to repeated violations of community trust and harassment. At the bottom, a handwritten note from one of the board members read, P.S. We owe you one for the best entertainment this neighborhood's ever had. I couldn't help but laugh. For once, justice had been served. Not in a courtroom, but right there in the cul-de-sac where it all began. And that next birthday? Let's just say I sent the HOA a formal invitation, printed in bold letters. Noise level, joyful. Attendance, everyone welcome. Police, not required.